Well, I'm in about a foot of snow, and I'm trying to break my way back into the woods. This is like a heavy, wet snow, so I need to get past that tree right there that's on the ground. And there's another one at the end of the trail. I'm hoping I can get in there. I've put most of the morning in to get this far because it was so deep on the other side. I didn't get much video, but I got some. But I have fun with these, you know, building the longer trains. And the type of technical issues you have to deal with, obviously, are the weight and traction. And that's kind of what a real railroad would have to deal with. And then, as I had mentioned in one of my prior videos, the biggest issue I have comes in two parts. One, the couplers. And then two, when you go around these sharp curves, you have that snake effect where it wants to pull everything to a straight line. And sometimes I have to add a little bit of weight to the cars to keep them from just folding in. But with these post-war cars, I usually end up with about 15 before. That's about all I can handle. And just like the real railroads, if I want to do more cars than that, well, obviously the solution is a DPU, because it takes the load off the couplers. Effectively what you're doing is you're putting trains end to end, really. And just solves a lot of problems. You know, I've tried pushers, and usually what happens is, unless I have really constant voltage throughout the whole layout, you'll have a section where the pusher wants to go like crazy, and the head end is not going quite as fast. It'll bunch those cars right up and push them off the track, you know. Unless you design your pusher with a little bit of slip. So that's the one place where I found having the non-magnet traction Alcos makes sense, is just giving a little bit of a nudge at the rear of a train. So I'll probably build a couple of those just so I can grow the trains. So far I've got to 25 cars in a caboose. But when I get the voltage right and hook up the variac, we might see that grow some. Now remember, as I also mentioned, a lot of that has to do with a lot of the limitations I have to do with the post-war cars. They just simply don't roll as well as some of the newer ones. So if I really wanted to have long trains, I'd go for the newer cars. They're lighter and they roll better. But I just like these things. I just like them. So we'll struggle, right? But isn't that part of the game? It's not like they have to go anywhere. So let me see if I can get that little steam engine up over the top of the hill there. Alright, that's step number one. Step number two is there enough voltage up there to restart it? Yes, there is. Love it. But I have to drive it. I have to shut the power all the way off coming down that hill, because that little locomotive likes to roll. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to concede this one. I don't think this is going to work, but maybe we can operate the train. That's a recording. We just didn't know what to put on it, so we did a couple of recordings. That's better. Gonna have to change that recording, huh? Has to be all aboard or something along those lines. See, what happens also is each one of those cars passing where you have a contact to the wheel, it kind of trips the trigger for that track, so you're going for all 3 recordings before you get to the back of the train. So that's a concept that's not going to work. But cool little locomotive, that one right there. You know, but I won't be able to do a standard 1 position setting with that because the way it goes down that hill so fast. You know, I have to basically shut it off and let it roll. How about an old Scout? That's funny. Might be right back to the original concept, the trolley car. They seem to have a better controlled descent off the hill. I mean, I can drive it up and down there, but I can't have a constant transformer setting, constant voltage. It just comes off the hill too fast. Unless we bank the rails. You know, like a NASCAR speedway. I think the solution for that ski resort is one of the MPC era Alcos that have the pickups on the powered truck or the pull-more, and that means it'll stop on that track. Whereas if it had pickups on the front and the back, it's just going to go right across that track. It's not enough length in the track to stop the locomotive. And have a railroad line that actually went up into the mountains. Colorado, Rio Grande. Got this shell, it's been painted, it's not the best. But for this particular operation, I think it'll be fine. Now this right here has got some issues. The pull-more got the gears wore out. If you look there towards the rear, you see that one cocked out. It runs, but it doesn't run smooth because that one there has a center hog down on it, so it won't stay on its little pinion shaft. We're going to get into that, I think. Tear those apart and see if we can fix it just for fun. But while we wait for inspiration and parts, I think I'm going to pop off this front on this one and see if we can make it run. Since these are both MPC era, the pickups are in the pull-more. I probably ought to put a spring on it like this. That's the way it's supposed to be. It'll work, I suppose. It's just kind of cheesy. If we can make it work like that, I'll just leave it. If not, I'll bend those straight and put the spring system on it, which will certainly make it track better. You know? But basically, since the pickup is on the pull-more, that means it doesn't have to be on the front truck. Where the older Alcos, they picked up on the front, fed the E-unit, and then fed the motor. So this one right here was going to work fine. You know, I'm going to have my light, and I'm going to have my pull-more, and the pickups on the pull-more are short enough from one roller to the next where that track up there is going to stop it. So this is going to be like a custom ski hill train. So let me pop that right on there and we'll continue. Well, let's see if that's a suitable solution.
Bluetooth mode.
If it makes a lap, then I guess it'll work, right? So this doesn't have an E-unit. The guy just basically had wired it up where it has 2 positions, you know, going forwards or reverse. It runs pretty good. I'll lube it up some, and I'm going to take those tabs and bend them straight and just set that cup down Well, you can see how you do it. And I'm going to get that suspension in there. See if it runs a little bit better that way. To hold the body on, and we'll see if we can't come up with a Rio Grande to take tourists up to the ski hill. Alright, got those springs on there. That ought to help a little bit. Keep those trucks down. And I kind of got some oil up there, and look at those brushes. They don't have a lot of time on them at all. Those brushes are good. And if you notice, the pickups are hardly worn at all, so this is not a high hour locomotive right here. Well, it's ready to exit the locomotive works, and there's a few others that need some time and attention we're going to get to. I got some pretty goofy ones actually, but let's see whether or not this one runs. We'll see if we can get a train around the track first, and if we can, let's see if we can make it work on the hill. Isn't that pretty? I like that, even though it's not the way it's supposed to be because someone stuck it with a paintbrush. Got another one over here that might be actually closer. But maybe we'll make a dummy out of this one. No, look at that. We can put a motor in that one. Huh. See, I bought these here because I was going to cut these in half and then make a bee. A powered bee. So I got to be careful that I don't start using up my stock of powered A-frames that I could use to hack up for powered bees.